And welcome to the 8th of August in Gasper Cottage, where it's now all about the dahlias. This is a lovely new one for me, very delicate little stripes. Somehow the yellow and the orange and the pink all go together. And it fits into this whole mass of floral effect, which this year is lots of annuals, the Ami and the Cosmos. But there are more perennials that will come through in the later years. Now in there you'll notice that there is a dahlia which is not fitting the colour scheme. I'm not quite sure how it happened. I think this is meant to be white, but it isn't. It's very nice, but it's not white. These are new for me this year. This is a Callistovus chinensis, which is a kind of an annual aster, familiarly known. Such vivid colours. I also have a white form and a kind of delicate mauve, but this is just brilliant. And it's going very well with that very, very bright pink dahlia. These sweet peas badly need deadheading, which they need to have in time to regrow for next weekend. In fact, everything needs deadheading. It's that time of year. But the asters and the cornflowers are lovely. Around here by the terrace, this little mixture of things is still going really strong and supporting the cardoons, which are now all in flower. And the bees just love it. I think there are 4 bees on top of that, but it's so tall I can't get up there to see. There was one that was a little bit lower and I was able to get it in closer. And I mean, it looks like really hard work, a bee's life. Round the corner, the shady area is doing very well. This is a Nicotiana mutabilis. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it changes colour from white to pink. And this grass under the trees is very delicate and in full flow. Now this makes me happy. The apples are the same colour as the sculpture. Who knew? The pond is looking lovely. There's so much wildlife there. And we've created these little spots where you can get a bit closer so you can really see what's going on at the water's edge. And it's just a mass of buzzing and hopping and sliding and slithering. Glorious. But as you come along, I know these are thistles, but isn't that beautiful if you can ignore the thought that that's all of that thistle seed spreading itself around? And just the banks of the vetch here are just holding everything together. And the steeper, these ones have been a bit bashed by the winds, but are holding on. But you look across the eudophyry, the mix of colours and shapes, I find that Veronicastrum almost slightly kind of sight-defying the way they move together. And the round echinops, and then the way the Calamagrostis, Carl Fursterer, moves in the wind. This is the few bits of Nacella tenuissima that I have left. It doesn't like my garden, it's too wet. But in this shady corner, all these plants are holding up really well, and those very large-leaved hostas seem to cope well against the slugs. I think they're slightly blue, which apparently the slugs like less. There's a little tiny little plants in the edge of the pond, but this is the glory at the moment of the secret garden, the giant dahlias and the view across the valley, across the flower heads. And the different grasses all blending together, some so soft like this, and then the bigger, tougher ones. And in the greenhouse, don't get much of a mention of the greenhouse, but in the greenhouse things are happening. I have these rather exotic looking aubergines and a nice crop of little baby tiny tomatoes, which I am assured are utterly delicious, particularly if I can bother to peel them for other people. And then this bush form is also growing very well. But looking back into the main bed, the arch bed, the colour combinations here, somehow that orange rose is working. I don't know how, but it is the most glorious rose, and it's having a whole second flowering. It did a big flowering earlier in the year, and it's doing it all again now. And you've got to love a plant that is just that vivid and strong. But then you love the delicacy as well. This dahlia just has this tiny hint of lilac. And the earwigs quite like it too, but it's glorious. Then there's the heavenly combination of the yellow against the blue. And the red of this rose is glorious, although the stems are a bit lax, it all flops. In the red bed, everything is a mass of colour, and the light comes through and picks out the individual flower heads. So we sat out on this terrace last night when it was so warm and hot, and I had my glass of cider and I just sat back and listened to it and looked at it and loved it.